Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Okay, so here we are. We are in the game. I am in a bathroom right now. This is the Northwest Airfield. And this is where some of the best loot in the game spawns. As you can see, I just ran into a player. He had his sniper rifle on him. So I'm going to... and now here comes a zombie that heard the gunshots. As you can see, I just shot him in the head. That guy is obviously complaining about being shot. You can see that down in the corner. He had a sniper rifle on him, and so normally that means it's a bandit. As you can see, there's a cobra in here, which has a little bit of a better sight than I have. That's the reason why I closed the doors, so I could see if anyone came in. And there's a zombie trying to get in. I don't know where he went. Close the door. As you can see, there are people still talking about being shot on sight or whatnot. I heard some walking around. Alright, so now let's see what this guy had on him. Alright, gear. Go to his gear. He had a CZ 500. Had a camping tent. He had raw meat, which I'll take so I can cook it later. Compass, entrenching tool. He had a hatchet, a map, a watch. He also had an Alice pack. In here you can see he's got a bandage. More rounds for his sniper rifle. Like I said, I'm gonna take his meat and cook it later. Best food in the game. So this poor schmuck, he died. That Cobra is actually pretty good. The AKM though, I have a lot of rounds for. And it's also pretty good. But it does have a really good sight on it. So the one thing that stinks is if I take it, I might lose what I have right now. We'll see. But the Cobra is actually really good because it's got this little, you can see this little green sight, which makes it a lot easier for headshots. I'll just reload it to make sure I'm on, and I am. I'm fully loaded, so you get 22 rounds. That's binoculars over there. So this is where the best loot spawns. This guy, unfortunately, he's dead. You know, he just wasn't paying attention. But I also kind of spawned on him. Generally, I don't like shooting people, but he probably would have shot me. So I know he's like, "Oh, why'd you shoot me on sight?" Now I'm also taking these smoke grenades. You can use them to distract zombies, which is really good. And that fly buzzing noise is what happens when you kill a player. I'm gonna type that. I'm just gonna type that his body is still here. And maybe he'll be able to come back. Oh look, and there's AK-47 or M16 here, with some rounds too. But I like this gun better, just for that green sight that I have on here. The only thing that would make me replace this gun would be a sniper rifle, possibly. I know he had a CZ 500, but that's a pretty standard sniper rifle. I was looking for something that might have been generally a little bit better. Also, my main thing is if you see someone with a sniper rifle, I generally kill them. So I know I said, you know, sorry man, whatever. And I usually close doors after I leave. That way I know if I come back here and the door is open, I know that there's someone who might be here, and that's kind of a dead giveaway to be alert. But like I said, I am here in the northwest airfield. I'll show you on a map once I get to a safe location. But it's definitely the most dangerous spot, and it spawns some of the best loot in the game. Like you saw, there was an M16 in there, and this weapon, which has a that nice green holographic sight. Now the northwest airfield, there's only a few buildings you can loot, but like that building is a barrack. Generally, the rule of thumb is if you can see through windows, you can generally loot. Now this building in front of me right here, you see how you can see through the windows in that area, that left window? You can go in there, but those little garages don't really spawn anything all that great. So it does suck that, you know, I lost my AKM with all those rounds in it. Oh. I'm going to go prone before I do anything. So I'm prone by this tree. So it's going to be hard for someone to see me, which is generally what I want. Now, I'll show you on the map where I am. This is a topographic map, and generally you spawn down here in on the coast over here. Here's Churn, which is a very popular spot, and Electra, which is also a very popular spot. There's a lot of good loot there. But where I am is I'm at this airfield here. And if you zoom in, you can see right here, these clump of buildings is where I am. And so that's the barracks that I was just in. And now what stinks is you can see there's a lot of wide open space without tree cover. Like if I go on this road, I'm exposed all here, which is not good. Now here are 6 hangars, 7 hangars, whatever. And they generally have okay loot. Now, if I zoom in here, this is a control tower, which has good loot. And this is a fire station, which also has good loot. So a lot of people will generally be in this area. And up here in the control tower, it's like an air traffic control tower. You have the high ground, so you can see everything. A little bit further down, right here, is another bunker. And so generally what I like to do is go to this bunker because I can hide in the trees here, and I can just check in, hide back here. As you can see, there are some problems. You know, if I want to get over to that side, I'm going to have to use the tree line for cover, but there are certain areas that don't have any trees and I'm exposed. The other thing that I can do, which is really bad, is if I just run from here all the way over. I did that last night, and I generally do that on servers with low population or if it's nighttime, but yeah, that's bad. Obviously, if there's a sniper here, he can kill anybody from over here. The other thing I can do is I can go back around this way, but once again, there's exposure here, and this is also a big entrance. This road area here is a big entrance into the airfield, because as you can see, if you're spawning, you know, somewhere down back over there, you're going to be coming probably from a direction that's over here. Alright, so I'll close the map. I know it's pretty boring. The other thing is that I noticed there was a watch and compass on there. You guys might be asking what that is. As you can see, I have a watch. You can see what time it is, and this is server time. And it's real time, so if we held this up for a minute, you'd see a minute change. The other thing I have is a compass, and it will tell you, obviously, which direction I'm headed in. And so now I have my gun. The other gun I have is a M9 SD, which is a silencer on the weapon. SD always stands for silent in this game. There are also games that stand for CCO, which might be close quarter. Oh, and you see that door wasn't open before. I was talking about, maybe it was this building. Yeah, it was the other building. So that might have been the guy I killed, we're not sure, but seeing an open door like that is very troublesome, and there might be somebody near this area. Not just zombies. So far I haven't heard any zombies. You'll hear them, you know, zombie noises. But this is pretty much the game. Every so often in the bottom right, you'll see chat. You know, that guy apparently just got killed. And you hear that foot walking. What I'm trying to do, I know this isn't very exciting, you guys seeing me in the trees. But this is a really dangerous area. In fact, I'm not going to even go there with the open door like that. I'm going to stay out here. You'll see little breaks in the fence. Those are also good areas for people to come in and from the outside into the airfield. So it's also hard for me to kind of be in this area as well, because I know that people will always come up here. You'll see, you might be able to see the control tower in the background. You can kind of see part of it over there. So, you know, I think it might be better just to run to the tree line here. This is exactly what I'm going to do. Alright. That smokestack or chimney looking thing, that's the firehouse. Or no, that's not the firehouse. The firehouse doesn't look like that, sorry. The big thing in this game is to realize what buildings you can enter and what buildings you can't enter. Because you'll spend a lot of time, you know, walking to a building. You'll get there, it might be surrounded by zombies. Normally every building is surrounded by zombies. And then you'll get there and you won't be able to go in. So it's a good idea just to get familiar, if you're going to play the game, with what buildings you can enter. So I know that barracks I can enter, the hangars, which I showed you on the map, you can enter. The control tower and fire station you can enter. And the other barrack on the other side, the south side, you can also enter. Also, as you noticed when I killed that guy back in that barrack, there were flies buzzing. That noise of flies is a telltale sign that someone's dead nearby, which is extremely helpful, because you know that somebody died. Now, you don't know if it was killed by player or killed by zombie, but if some stuff is missing, like I didn't really loot him because he didn't have anything I needed, but yeah, he would have, you know, a lot of people might have just thought it was a zombie. But if you notice that there's loot missing, bandages or a gun or anything like that, then you know for sure that a player probably killed him. So I want to stay away from the road and I want to stay in the trees, and I'm trying not to expose myself too much. I'm just trying to familiarize myself with where exactly I am. So I see the hangars over there. I'll pull my binoculars out and you'll be able to see kind of the airfield and its layout. There are, I would say a lot of the time there are snipers, and there are definitely always other players, like I ran into that guy. Still no zombies, which is a little odd. This place usually has a couple of Zeds running around. Sometimes they take a little while to spawn in. I just spawned in the server, and so sometimes... Okay, so there we go. This is where I don't want to expose myself until I check that area. So I'm going to pull my binoculars out, and I'm going to look over here. So that is the air traffic control tower. As you can see, it has a 360-degree view of the entire airfield. So if anybody is spawned in that tower, they'll have a great view. And it also has good loot in there. The other place that you want to check out is the fire station, which is over here. You'll see it has 3 big doors, 3 red doors, and then it has this stairwell that you can see through that goes all the way up to the 3rd floor. That is also another good place for people to have loot. Now there is a door open right there, which is generally how that's its default position. If all 3 doors are open, that would be very troubling. Clearly you can see I don't see anybody, which is good, but there could be, you know, there could be any amount of people in this area. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prone myself right now. I'm going to pull up the player list, because that guy I killed, I don't know if anyone saw, he had like a little thing next to his name. Like this guy has the US here. It's a little clan tag. So there's no one else from his clan here, so normally they travel in groups. So what this is saying is it might be okay just to run across the field. I could prone across the field too, but let's run for now. It's generally harder to hit a running target, just like in real life. And this, if you're watching me do this, please, this is like the worst idea in the world. I have checked the main areas. I didn't check if there was anyone in the hangars, because generally the hangars have pretty crappy stuff. Sometimes they have good stuff, but I generally try to avoid them. You guys probably notice in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, there's a debug monitor. It says zombies killed, headshots, murders. I have 3. That guy that I killed in the barracks counts as a murder against me. Blood, just how much blood I have, 12,000 is the default. Zombies, 314. That's an important number, because if it's a lot, like 314 or 300 is kind of a lot. That generally means that there's someone in the city, because zombies will only spawn. They're not spawned all the time, but they'll generally spawn near buildings or in big populated areas. So seeing well, now there's 231. So somebody might be leaving a city, or logging out from a city, etc., etc. But generally I haven't been shot yet, which is good. But this is a low population server, which is very, very good. It's one of the reasons why I picked it, is because the population was so low. So I'm pretty much almost at this control tower, and still no zombies, which is really, really weird. I don't know if there's a bug on this server, but this whole area is usually crawling with zombies. The fact that there's only 243 makes me wonder, you know, where they all are. Now there is a front door, but I never want to crawl up the front door, even though if people are listening. Sound's very important. There is music to this game, but I'm not listening to it. Now if there's a sniper in the tree line, he has a perfect shot at me, especially moving up this fucking ladder. Alright. Now I'm in the control tower. I'm going to pull out my silent weapon. Just switch real fast. Alright. Now this might be a reason why this server's really low, is that there's no loot in here. This is really, really rare. Every so often, if you see me stop moving, you see there's a front entrance here. Every so often, if you see me stop moving, I'm just checking. Those are just static dead bodies. They're always there. However, that one by the door looks to be a dead zombie. And zombies don't kill zombies, so that's usually a dead giveaway that someone's around. As you heard shooting, someone is shooting at me. From where, I do not know. But you heard that.